Ray, we met at the start of the Timber Trail yesterday just by happenstance. You're originally from Illinois. You've lived in West Seattle for like 20 years. You invited me to share a cabin in this nice little town. Where are we at right now?
You want me to actually try to
Oh,
pronounce it?
that's okay. How did you get into bike packing?
I've always been into the outdoors. I always rode a bike as a kid. I never really got into biking long distances until the age of 40. I've always loved the outdoors and liked to camp and fish and hike and those kind of things. Friends of mine really love backpacking, and I've backpacked several times. But when I heard about bikepacking, I thought that just sounds like a better way to go. It's easier on the body. Just put all your stuff on your bike and go, and you can travel a little further and go longer distances each day and see a lot more scenery, but still are going slow enough to really take it all in. I did my first big, I guess, solo bike ride was in 2013. I did a ride from Seattle down to San Francisco. I think I covered 1,000 miles. Carried some camping gear with me. It was awesome to be able to camp in yurts all the way along the Oregon coast and then stay in hotels and Airbnbs the rest of the way. And then I'd heard about the Great Divide or Tour Divide mountain bike route that goes from Banff, Alberta, Canada, all the way down to the Mexican border in New Mexico, Antelope Wells. And I did a 500-mile tour of that. It was fully supported with some folks from Canada that were sponsored by Hammer Nutrition out of Whitefish, Montana. Had a blast doing it, but swore I would never do it again because some of the, as they say here in New Zealand, the corrugation or the washboard effect of the gravel was just horrible. But I was riding a pretty stiff aluminum bike at the time, so that might have explained a lot of it. I swore I'd never do it again, and then I saw an article a couple years later in a magazine about it. I'm like, it would be pretty cool to take that on solo with a friend. And so I sent out an email to the list of riders that I ride with and said that I wanted to do this while I was younger. I think I was in my early 50s at the time. And another guy who was 68 at the time said, I think I want to do it when I'm younger as well. If you'll have me along. And I said, of course I'll have you along. So we rode it starting mid-August in 2017. It was a great ride. Met lots of people, just incredible scenery, incredible experience. The only bummer was there was a lot of fires in British Columbia and Montana that year, so we missed a lot of trails up there just because the trails were closed. But the rest of the trip was just amazing. Colorado was stunning. New Mexico was a real challenge. And then I heard about Tour Aotearoa in 2019. I think I heard about it, but knew there was no way I could get that much time off to do something like this. So at the end of 2023, my job was eliminated, and I said to myself, well, you got time now. So I decided to come on over and do this ride. And again, it's just been a life-changing experience. So, yeah.
That's fantastic. Do you have any short words of wisdom or anybody, any loved one you'd like to say hello to?
Like to say hello to my very supportive wife, Nancy, and my incredible son, Ian. They've always supported me in doing these crazy things, even though I'm maybe gone for weeks or possibly months at a time. They've always been fully supportive. So without that, I couldn't do this. So that's just a gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for agreeing to do this little interview.
Sure.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot, Josh.
All good.